Homebrew brewery. Hello Brewtubers! How is life going? This is another Homebrew Wednesday video on Homebrew Brewery's channel. And today it's actually a real brew day because I'm going to brew a cheap inmate brew with some fruit juice. I've seen a lot of people making hard apple cider on YouTube. So I did a couple of months back. And here I have my own hard apple cider mixed with some 7-Up. You can see on the bottom there is 7-Up and on top the hard apple cider. I'm going to mix it very well because my hard apple cider is about 10 or 11% alcohol. That's a little bit too much for me to drink directly, and by this way I can back sweet the hard apple cider a bit. So cheers! Oh, this is really tasty. Happy Homebrew Wednesday! I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to use for my cheap inmate brew. Let's take a look. For this cheap fruit wine I'm going to use regular wine yeast, all-purpose wine yeast. This sachet is for 50 liters, so I'm going to use just a little bit. Here I have some fruit juice with apple and white grapes and some lemon. I have 2 of these, 1.5 liters, so that's going to be 3 liters. And 1.5 liter of apple and blackberries. This one is for the color, so I have 4.5 liters. And this sanitized and clean jar holds 5 liters. I'm going to use regular table sugar, about 250 grams. This is 125, so I use 2 cups of these. It's important to mention that all the fruit juice has to be at about room temperature, so between 18 or 25 degrees or something. I've sanitized all the cartons with the fruit juice, so now it's time to add 1 or 1.5 liters to the jar and then mix the sugar and dissolve all the sugars. There we go. I pour it very rough to aerate it. So that's 1.5 liters. Now it's time to add the sugar. There we go. And voila. Let's shake this very well to aerate it and dissolve all the sugar. You know the drill. Alright, 2 minutes later, maybe you can see this. There's just a little bit of sugar on the bottom. Alright, all the sugar is dissolved. Nothing more on the bottom. And as you can see, the temperature of the juice is about 20 degrees. So that's fine. Let's pour in the other juice. Shake it again very well. I'll grab my stopper. It's much more easier. There we go. Take a look at the color. Nice red. It's going to be lighter when I add the rest of the 1.5 liters of grape juice, of apple and some lemon. Sanitizing the carton with the fruit juice again. It's a really nice color, isn't it? I shaked it and aerated it very well. And as you can see, there are a lot of bubbles rising to the top. So it's well aerated. It's time to add the yeast. So let's dump some yeast in. Here we go. You can smell the yeast from over here. Smells fresh. Normally I make a starter, but not this time, and I'm don't going to take a gravity reading because I don't care what the alcohol content is after fermenting. If it's light in alcohol, I'm going to drink it right away, and if it's too strong, I'm going to mix it with some 7-Up or lemonade or something. Just a little bit more yeast. That's more than enough, maybe too much. I'm letting the yeast sitting there for a couple of minutes so it can be hydrating itself again, and then I will shake the jar around to mix the yeast with the fruit juice. Ten minutes later I'm going to shake it very well. You saw the yeast rehydrating, falling to the bottom. Now let's mix it well together. Let it ferment for a couple of weeks. The temperature about the fruit juice is 18 or 19 degrees. 19, 20 or something. It's in the recommended range, so that's fine. Here we go. I put the fermenter in my living room where it's about 20 degrees, and I wrapped a towel around the jar to keep the daylight out. So let's ferment it for a couple of weeks, and I will keep you guys updated. Here you have some footage from the Glenn's Amber Ale again. Take a look at that fermenter. It's a really mess. Fermenting at 18 degrees. Look at that head. Whoops. Getting attacked by the vacuum cleaner over here. So this batch of beer I brewed 1 week ago on Friday. A friend came over, and he is new into the brewing science, and he helped me, and this is the result. Glenn's Amber Ale. Really tasty recipe. Tasty beer. And what do we have here? There are some bottles. Just a couple. Nice Duvel bottle. This holding my Christmas brew from Brew Farm. I fermented it for about 2 weeks. I bottled it and it's now finished fermenting in the bottle, so I have a good carbonation, I believe. These are some Coopers bottles. Give me some light, please. There we go. Should be a really tasty beer, but that one is for Christmas. As you can see, I have a lot of brews going on. Hopefully this cheap fruit wine will end up nicely. I will join the rest of my hard apple cider. Thanks everybody for watching this video. Oh yeah, that's important. If you voted on my video about the free contest to win $20, please watch the previous video on my channel. And that video I'm going to announce the winner. So make sure you watch that video. Happy Homebrew Wednesday everybody. Cheers, and remember, nothing is better than a good homebrew.